Let me get started. If you like, you can join us in the Zoom link on the Zoom call, because what happens is sometimes the link does not save. So we are going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to let a few of y'all come in. Come on in the room, y'all. I'm excited. Y'all excited? Have y'all been excited? Welcome. Let's get started. I'm excited. Hey, y'all. Instagram, if you would like, you can join us on the Zoom link, okay? Join us on the Zoom link. Oh, man. You ever feel like you just kind of stressed and tensed out? So I'm going to wait on a couple y'all to come on in as we get started. Hey, Miss Jessica, give us a moment to get started, okay? Thank you for joining us today. Happy Thursday. Yeah, you can join us over on the Zoom link. Okay. No, it should let you write in. Okay, perfect. All right. Good afternoon, y'all. Good afternoon. It's Thursday. Yesterday, I was kind of feeling like I was ready to just take us to another level, as we've been talking about 12 days of coaching. It is a few people waiting in our waiting room. Give me 1 second. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties. I'm trying to see why it's not letting these people in. So give us just a second, and we will make sure that they are able to get in here, because we want everybody to get these gems, right? So today we're going to be focusing on how to stop overthinking your coaching success. Like, stop overthinking it. I have a process where I like to call just stop overthinking it altogether. As a coach, consultant, or course creator, oftentimes we just kind of start diluting ourselves, diluting our values. We start feeling like, do I really have what it takes to be a coach? Because we don't see, the money, right, adding up in our bank account. Or sometimes we don't see, we don't we're not able to drive revenue, or we're not getting results like other consultants or coaches that have been like real true vets in the game, right? If you think of some of your favorite coaches, consultants, or course creators, you want to think about people who are considered, the experts. You want to begin to position yourself as an expert in the industry that you're currently in. However, in the process of you becoming, because I always like to teach from a scope of, level 1, right? Before we can get to level 2 or 3, let me make sure you're on mute. Before we're on level 2 or 3, we have to make sure we understand how to master level 1. So that's what this session is going to be about today. Give me 1 second. Nicole, did you have any issues getting in? Can you comment 1 if you had any issues getting in? I got a couple people saying they have issues getting into the chat. Let me know. And then if you want, join us over on the Zoom link so that it does not clip you out. Okay, perfect. So you didn't have any issues getting in. Okay, perfect. So let me see. Trying to make sure that you guys are seeing me. Big face. All right, so that's what we'll be talking about today. And if, again, for y'all that are just joining me on Instagram, we're going to be talking about how to stop overthinking your success as a coach, consultant, or course creator. I'm actually going to share my screen with some of y'all that are actually on the Zoom call. Y'all know I like to say that I love to teach from a perspective of, I like visuals. I like to just show a lot of things when I can, because I really feel like as a coach, it really allows you to just really navigate and paint the picture for what we're trying to say. And so some of us as coaches, consultants, or I'll just say coaches, we don't understand where we are. So we don't understand the growth that is associated with the process that we're trying to achieve, right? Some of us are just getting our feet wet as coaches. Comment 1 if you're just getting your feet wet. If you know you have an expertise, you haven't hit your first 6 figures yet, you probably haven't even hit your first 500 yet, or 5,000 yet as a coach, consultant, or course creator, and you're still trying to do and understand how to create consistent income, okay? Comment 1 if this is you. Then we have what I like to call getting in, right? You have your first 5 to 10 clients. You've made at least $10,000 in your business, in your coaching business, and you're developing a rhythm to your consistency. Okay, you understand how to coach. You understand how to acquire clients. You may not understand how to acquire clients consistently on a consistent basis, but you, for the most part, you understand your program promise. You understand how to articulate your value, and you understand truly the transformation that your clients are going to receive once they are done working with you. Those are people that are getting in. Like we know we're not just getting our feet wet. We didn't got in. And then you got people that are swimming, right? These are people that are having consistent 10K plus months. They are perfecting their process. They're no longer at what's called one-to-one selling or group coaching. They're now focusing more on group coaching. And so because of this, these people have probably already made six figures in their coaching business. And then we have our floaters. So I like to call our floaters our people that have made over $1 million or multi six figures. And because I'm looking at where everybody at, most of us have not hit that level yet. Okay. So we're going to just talk about getting our feet wet. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen, but we're going to just be talking about getting our feet wet and how we can stop overthinking our success as a coach when we're first getting started. Remember, I like to pull us all the way back to the level that we are on, because most of us, my job as a coach, for most of you that don't know me, is I help high achieving, ambitious moms transition into coaching positions and launch profitable coaching programs. So these people are experts in what they do. However, they don't know the structure, the systems, the strategy that's necessary in order for them to be not only positioned as an expert, but also truly step up to that next level where they saying, I want to do this. I've been playing around with coaching. People have been asking me to coach them. However, I just don't know, it's a mindset shift that I need to have there. I haven't done it yet. So I'm kind of curious if I can even do it. And I don't really just know what it takes to be a coach. Comment in the chat if that's you, because it's a whole different world when you try to be a coach and you do not know how to structure your program. And so we're going to focus on stop overthinking your success today. So the power of believing in you, removing imposter syndrome, and removing perfectionism out of your day-to-day as you continue to grow, as you continue to turn your purpose into your paycheck, is what most people like to say. But honestly, it's just believing in you, believing in your ability to understand where you're coming from, right? So for me, I always talk about the time just getting started. I questioned because I haven't did it yet, right? That's actually one of my favorite quotes. Just because you haven't done it doesn't mean it's not possible for you to achieve. So my thing is, many of us haven't done what we're trying to do yet, but we know that it's actually possible for us to do it. We've seen other people successful at what they're doing. And so we know the path that we're creating is possible. However, we don't understand to do what I like to call run the bag back. Somebody comment, run the bag back. Hey, you can join us over in the Zoom link, right? So running the bag back has everything to do with your ability to understand how to teach somebody else exactly what you did to get a result. The problem that many of us have today is we feel like we are imposters, right? We feel like we're imposters. Who said we were an expert? Why should people want to work with us? How are we really going to get people results? An imposter is someone who truly feels like they aren't capable of what it is that they're trying to achieve, and they don't want other people to see them as a failure. So they have a fear of being exposed, right? Has anybody ever felt like an imposter trying to teach somebody, like you knew how to do it, but you're just kind of like, these are people you see, you teach them a course, they try to go back and sell the same course that you're doing. This isn't the type of business when we talk about having a profitable coaching business. What's going to allow you to remain profitable, what's going to allow you to really position yourself as the expert is your ability to remove imposter syndrome, because you should not be feeling like an imposter at anything that you're doing when you're trying to teach someone else a service, right? You're answering someone else's problem. So what many of us are doing is many of us are diluting our value based on feeling like we are imposters. Comment in the chat and let me know, if we can be honest here, if you have ever felt like an imposter because you felt like an imposter. Maybe you didn't know that you felt like an imposter. Maybe you didn't know you felt like an imposter, but you started diluting your value, meaning you were too afraid to show up 100%, like just go in. When we're talking about going live the other day, I would see more popular coaches and would feel like I was not accepted amongst them because I did not have the experience that they appeared to have. Right. So now we have this comparison syndrome of, do I really have what it takes because I'm not on the level that they're operating on? But many of us don't realize that they don't have, even though they have their experience, they don't have the experience that we have, nor do they have the perspective that we have in order for us to understand who their target audience is, or also how to deliver their program promise. Right. And some of us may, let me know. I ain't seen a one get dropped, or I don't know where y'all at, how y'all feeling. Comment in the chat and just let me know how y'all feeling, because I like when I'm able to pinpoint where those fears are, where we are as coaches, where we are overthinking our process, where we're overthinking our success, so that we can begin to remove that fear of being the experts and being the coaches that we are actually called to be, right? Just really, who are we really truly called to be? We can't just copycat because you understand what you're trying to do. What I mean about copycat, you see somebody post, now you go post. Right? You see somebody else able doing the exact same thing that you want to do, and now you feel like, well, this could work for me. Let me post content like they're posting content. Let me show up like they're trying to show up, and let me do exactly what they're doing so that I can reach the same results. Being influenced by someone and being a copycat is two totally different things. This is why when you come into programs of coaches who have really built their program from the ground up, if you come into Mom to Millionaire, you're going to see authentic templates, not nothing that I didn't copy and paste from someone else. This is something that I didn't set there, had the mindset, the creativity. I sat there and engineered, and then I'm able to give you the templates so that you can expedite your process. But it's not for you to copycat 100% what I'm doing. It's for you to take what I'm giving you and to turn it into your own, fit it into your own program promise. And we'll be talking about program promise, I think, in the next 2 days. It's for you to target and focus on your target audience and your ideal clients. It's for you to take your experience and plug and play, not for you to just copy and paste. Right? You don't copy and paste the whole person. You copy and paste the process, not the person. Somebody say copy and paste the process, but not the person. This is why you can see people doing what's called best practices, right? There's a term in corporate called benchmarking. And in benchmarking, it's what you're doing is basically taking the best practices from people who've already done it, people who've already seen success, and you're applying those best practices into your business and you're getting results. Okay. Practice, yeah, right. Practice the process, not the person. Okay. It's totally different. And another thing that we're struggling with is we overthink the process, right? We feel like we haven't done it, so we can't do it, right? We feel like we want to appear perfect because we don't want to look flawed. We want to show up and feel like we have it 100% together. We feel like we want to look like the part, right? And this is where a lot of not influencer marketing. Oh, what is it? What was the word I want to look for? Lifestyle marketing plays a play, where a lot of people are buying and purchasing courses from coaches who look like they have mastered a skill set that they have not even mastered. Anybody guilty of that? Anybody purchased a course from someone, you're thinking that you're going to go through this course and you're going to be able to see success, and then you get into this program and you're just like, where was the, you don't even understand what you were doing. You don't understand the transformation that you should have been having. And you don't even understand what the takeaway, what the goal was for you to even begin with inside of their program. That's why it's so important to have things like program promises. So you need to allow yourself the ability to grow. right? Before I started making consistent 10K months, I had to start learning the ability to grow, which means I had to get comfortable starting with where I was. I had to get comfortable allowing myself to start from 0 and then go to 1 and then go to 2 and then go to 3, not start from 0 and try to go to 100 because it's unrealistic, because you miss the ability and the opportunity to grow. And if you don't understand all of the growing pains, all of the milestones, if you don't understand the what needs to happen in order for you to mature, so that you can deepen your perspective, so that you can apply certain concepts, so that you can apply certain principles to who you are becoming, this is where experience kind of comes in, right? This is why experience really truly does matter, because think about it, right? Before I got my degree in corporate, I had already been working in the industry 10 years, right? Even though they wasn't trying to promote me, I had all of this experience, but to them, I was still not qualified, right? As a coach, you may have the experience, but you may not feel like you are qualified because you're feeling like I'm an imposter, right? You have the experience right now and the qualifications if you've mastered a skill set and if you've done it. Your goal is not to think that just because you've done it is impossible. Your goal is to understand and master the ability to run the bag back. I love just saying that. I'm just going to get some t-shirts that say run the bag back, because once you understand the concept of that term, you understand that you're not trying to just hoard the information for yourself, but as you're experts, as you're turning over to being consultants and coaches and industry experts. I don't know about y'all, but I'm trying to be top 1 in my industry. When you think about a mom coach, a transformational business coach, when you think about mom to millionaire, when you think about mommy making millions, I want you to think about Marquita Deshay, right? Your roadmap to success. You have to be able to start where you are. Jessica says, yes, step by step from 0, which means nothing. We got nothing. But just because you appear to have nothing doesn't mean it's residue for you to get started. It doesn't mean that there's still substance for you to get started. Think about the ability to just start from nothing, right? Think about your ability to just continue to push forward in the process of becoming. What's going to happen is you're going to mature. It's only certain principles that you're going to be able to master once you go through the process for the level that you're operating on. That's why you see certain coaches, once we get to a new level, or once you have you mature a little bit, then it's kind of like I'm on a whole nother level, and this level seems so foreign to me because it's supposed to feel foreign to you. Now many of my clients, they're stuck. They're like, I know what I'm doing, I know I'm an expert, but I don't know nothing about really being a coach. I don't know nothing about sales or how to acquire clients or funnels. I don't know anything about structuring my coaching program. I don't know anything about a program promise. I don't know anything about getting my clients real results. Like, I know what I'm doing, but can I really teach somebody else a structured, streamlined process to getting results? That's like a makeup artist. I could do my makeup. Don't ask me, do y'all makeup? Y'all gonna be looking toe up. Okay, y'all gonna be looking toe up from the flow up, and it ain't even gonna be funny. Okay, let me know if y'all are following me. Welcome, welcome, Diane. Welcome, Celia. Welcome, 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 Rochelle, Nicole. So go back and watch some of your favorite coaches. Go back and watch yourself, right? I go back all the time and I look over. I was looking this morning. I launched the Mommy Making Millions platform for the community last January, and I was looking at my old videos of my podcast. And I was like, wow, as a coach, like, this is really deep. This is really crazy. Like, you see so much growth. Go back and look at your favorite coaches. Go back and if you can find old YouTube videos, you're going to see people was looking toe up from the flow up. If you remember watching me going live, I probably didn't understand what I was even talking about, child. But that did not mean I did not understand the essence of where I was trying to go. Like I didn't have everything perfect, but when you know your stuff, I'm experienced in strategy execution. I'm experienced teaching moms how to run a business and balance and create structure. That doesn't mean I'm not a good coach. This is why they say coaches need coaches, right? This is why they say continuously perfecting your craft, because at every level, there's going to be something for you to achieve. So before you can do it pretty, right? I always like to say before practice makes perfect. So before I was able to do it pretty, I had to perfect before I could even think about looking good, right? Perfect what you're trying to do before you can even perfect it. I'm sorry, perfect what you're trying to do before you make it look pretty. Okay, perfect before it looks pretty. And if you are inside of Mom to Millionaire, we focus on your framework. But this is the thing, whenever you're testing something, it's not going to be perfect the first time you do it. I remember when I first started making my grandmother's pound cakes, the very first cake was terrible. It was like, how much flour did you put in here? I had probably everything you can think was wrong. But as I continued to practice, I got better and better. As you continue to go live, as you continue to coach, as you continue to have people inside of your coaching programs, as you continue to work with people one-on-one, you're going to become a better coach. You're going to start seeing an influx of people having transformation by what you have to offer, because you are taking the time to do diligence, not only to just push out a program, but you're being extra delicate with the transformation that your clients are having. You care about the process. So you cannot skip the steps to success, because you will never be able to master the process that way. Okay. As coaches, it's so many different ways to operate a brand. It's so many different ways to operate a business. However, it's about what you're able to do combined with the strategy. That's what you're really teaching. A lot of the concepts that we have are the same as coaches, but it's who we're targeting. That's why you can come into a program like Mom to Millionaire, even if you have a target audience like moms, right? You can still come into Mom to Millionaire and not feel like a copycat. Because if you think about it, mom is a very broad target audience. I get this all the time with people that come into Mom to Millionaire. We got to shut you down, because moms, what kind of moms? CEO moms. What, do you want entrepreneur moms, mompreneurs? Do you want moms who are stay-at-home moms? Like, what kind of mom are you targeting? Mom who love, just really think about what it is. That's why I focus on ambitious moms who do what? Want to position themselves as experts and launch profitable coaching programs. We have to have structure. We have to understand who we're talking to. We have to understand all of this, because it's going to allow you to stop overthinking what you're doing. Because when you start focusing on everybody as your client, when you start copying and pasting other people's success, then what's going to happen is it gets confusing. You're trying to create a strategy for somebody else's vision, somebody else's expertise, for somebody else's client avatar, and not your own. And that's almost impossible to do. Okay. Y'all following me? Good afternoon. All right. Tashana say that. I'm going to shake my head like I'm seeing it. Right. So your success, not actually your success, but actually all success, has a proven track record. So if you're trying to skip the steps, like many of us as novice coaches, you're only hindering your ability to grow and appreciate the process. Man, I appreciate when I had one person signed up for the Zoom calls. I appreciate when there was two people on a Zoom call. I appreciate when I got my first client. Like, you got to appreciate your process every step of the way. The Bible tells us if we can be grateful for a few things, right? If you can take that one client and turn it into two, you'll learn to begin to accelerate your process. Okay, so success is a repetitive process, perfecting it over and over to modify and then remove the kinks out. Right, we got to remove the kinks out. This is why it's good to start with one, right? Because with this one person, you're able to grow. Understand everybody starts with somewhere, from somewhere. Don't be feeling like, oh man, I don't have a webcam. Oh man, I don't have a microphone for my podcast. Oh man, I don't know what to go live about today. This is why we focused on perfecting yourself and positioning yourself as an expert. I told y'all are the educators. Y'all are the inspiration. Y'all are the motivators. Y'all are the experts. So add value, teach. Like, it's great to have all of the, and you'll see it also with my profiles. Now I'm just so done with just social media, with me just waking up and posting. I don't do that anymore. I have a structured reason why I'm posting something, right? And so when you're focusing on positioning yourself as your expert, as an expert, don't focus on being perfect, but focus on perfecting. Okay. Don't focus on somebody. Make sure y'all write that down. And what I love about notes, especially when you're in a coaching session, and I'm going to be honest, if you come into Mom to Millionaire, I say go ahead and get you a binder. This is my handy dandy binder. You know how they say handy dandy notebooks. Y'all are moms, so I know y'all got some kids. Okay. Handy dandy notebook on Blue's Clues. Look at this. It's loaded. When I say your girl is organized, your girl is organized. Okay. It's loaded. Why? I have a journal that way because it's going to be on days where you start questioning, can I really do this? Go pull from these notes before I can perfect, right? Before I can make it perfect, I have to learn to perfect. So you're going back and you're being reminded of these things. That's why I don't ever recommend, if you go to a training, always make sure you go with notes. Always make sure that you're keeping this information for yourself so that you can later reference. When you're thinking about what can I talk about today, like all of these talking points, you know how much material I have just talking about being a novice coach or a mom trying to position herself as an expert. There's so much to talk about. But if you don't understand, what I've learned was, stop trying to sell to everyone. Stop trying to be everybody's coach, because you're not everybody's coach. We hear this theory, we hear this term, niche down, niche down. It's so important, but so many people still miss the mark. I think tomorrow or day 8, we'll be talking about the power of vision. And what I love about vision is, from a strategic perspective, your vision is everything. How you see yourself is where you're trying to go, and that's the level that you'll start operating. Right? So let's start operating on that level. So niching down is so important. This is why you have to create a client avatar. Client avatars are so important because it allows you the ability to focus on just one person, not everybody and their mom inside of that niche market, but one person. You can focus on them and not overthink it. You can keep things simplistic because it allows you to focus on that one person and identify the problems that they have and how you can offer a solution to service their needs. If you are not making money in your business as a coach, you have not done a few things. And I'll talk about those few things in a minute, but you have to focus on the ability to focus on one client. I love talking about the power of one client, one signature offer, one program promise, right? One transformation. Can you do that with your coaching program? Many of us don't have large platforms, right? So we have to be specific with the information that we're giving out so that we can produce quality content, quality information that's going to attract exactly who we need, not Jimmy from the Johnson store. Okay. So learning how to focus on an area of opportunity is key. Like, really, what's your program promise? What is your program promise? Right? See the vision clearly, because everyone isn't your clients, and that's boundaries. right? Y'all, many of you may not know I'm certified in strategy execution management. 80% fail at the level of the execution level. The other 20% is content or strategy. But if you don't even know where you're going, you'll never even get to the first portion to even be able to execute. A lot of us as coaches have already started executing before we have created a strategy. I do not teach clients just throw out an offer, throw out a landing page, and then see who's going to come into your program. That's really, it's not realistic. Then you're going to be sitting there mad when nobody comes and purchases your course. This course, you didn't work real hard for it, but it doesn't offer clarity on who you're helping, why you're helping, and how you're helping them. They don't know who the transformation is for, you or them. They don't know if, like this is just another coaching program, right? Ask yourself, is my program just another program out there on the market? And if you haven't gotten started already, ask yourself, what kind of leader, what kind of coach, what kind of consultant do I want to be? So whereas my program isn't like just another program on the market. That's why I said I want to be number one, number two in my industry. Right? I want to have so many clients where I'm just like, ooh, okay, y'all, what we doing today? Okay. So we want group coaching programs, but we don't understand the focus of testing betas. How many of you have tested your beta programs? How many people even know what a beta program is? Right? I started pre-selling my course, Mom to Millionaire, before the curriculum was even customized, before my curriculum was perfect. And people were buying it. Moms were buying it. Why? My program promise was there. My signature offer was there. As well as I understood how to articulate the transformation for my client, right? So I started pre-selling the courses, and then I started perfecting the classes along the way. Here's what I did wrong. I was making pretty PowerPoints, pretty presentations, and then I was customizing every time I got a new client. Now, customizing each time wasn't wrong because it allowed me to understand the loopholes and where I needed to fix my program so that it flowed, right? You want a program that flows, that navigates easily for your clients, right? So going for it, some of us have to learn how to just go for it, So me just going for it, pre-selling my offers, and I also teach how to pre-sell your offers, going into people's DMs, not having a large email list, not having money for ads. You have to understand how to articulate your value, and it doesn't matter how pretty your website is. If people believe that you are the one that's going to be able to provide them with the transformation, check me out, sis. Okay, check me out. Where do I sign up? Okay, where do I sign up? And when I started doing this and I was noticing people were paying, I'm like, okay, let's get started. So now you don't have to look at other people and feel overwhelmed or intimidated by their process because you're learning to appreciate your process. That's why I'm able to come back and teach y'all this, because I did it, right? So going for it allowed me to go from one client to two clients to five clients and so on. And each time I got better and better and better, right? Anybody in here currently have group coaching programs? Comment in the chat one, or if you're selling one-to-one, meaning you just have like, if you just haven't even had your first 5 clients yet, that's huge, because the first 5, I like to call it your starting lineup, because your first 5 is going to really test you and tell you what kind of game you really got as a coach. Okay. So many of us haven't even had a beta, tested our first 5 starting lineup. And because of that, we also don't understand if our process works. Your beta, the first time you do it, even when people come to Mom to Millionaire, the first time I always tell them, you're probably going to have to run this program a couple times before it's perfect. Remember, Before we can make it pretty, we got to perfect it, but it doesn't have to be perfect, right? So if you haven't tested out your beta to see if it even works, what's happening is, if your clients are not seeing true transformation, if you're not able to deliver on a program promise, if you're not able to acquire new clients and get people enrolled into your program, you're going to keep changing your vision. You're going to keep changing your program promise. You're not allowing yourself to fix it. There's a cycle in process improvement called PDCA. That's the plan, do, check, act cycle, right? Where you're doing what you're saying you're going to do. That's the content strategy and the execution, right? Well, you're planning is the content, you're doing is the execution, you're checking to see how everything worked out, and then you're seeing what you can do to modify and tweak your process, and then you redo everything. It's a cycle. I love talking about this, y'all. I love corporate. I'm on the verge of feeling like I love moms. I like helping us get into our expert positions, but it's something about that strategy that's just pulls at me. Because if you can perfect that cycle, you'll continuously remain sustainable. Even as you continue to grow, your vision as a coach may change. Right now, you might see so many people that are saying, so many coaches that are saying, I'm no longer offering this. The vision has changed. Once you start reaching six figures or multi six figures, you'll start realizing, you know what? Have I got to a level where I now feel like I want to service a different audience? Okay, we're not there quite yet, so I want to keep y'all where we are on the level that we're operating on. So going from one client allowed me to get multiple clients. Okay, appreciate your one. Okay, so if you keep reinventing the wheel, right, you'll never be able to perfect your process, and you'll miss the red flags in the areas that you can fix before you accelerate the process. Scaling too quickly, right? I want everybody in my program, right? No, everybody don't need to be in your program. I love talking boundaries. I don't have a lot of time to talk about boundaries today, but if we haven't even tested our betas and we're study reinventing the wheel, we're missing the red flag. So each time I enrolled a mom into Mom to Millionaire, I became better at articulating my value, my program promise. Each time I noticed my clients were winning through Mom to Millionaire. I tested and mastered where I could improve myself. How did I do this? I'm real big on surveys. I told y'all I cheated. I was like, my Pivot and Profit 5-day course is a course that I teach for moms who are transitioning their expert knowledge from corporate. That's what I was doing. I was kind of like a hybrid of entrepreneur, had one foot in entrepreneurship, but I had that corporate strategy. So I was like the experience, right? What do I mean about experience? My job was process improvement, which means I focused on my clients, customer service, surveys, areas of opportunity. I studied business models. Why do you think people, when you think of Chick-fil-A, people think, right? When people think of McDonald's, they just like the ice cream machine always broke. My 7-year-old, 9-year-old son was just like, this is 3 reasons why I don't like McDonald's. And I was listening to his 3 reasons. The first reason was the ice cream machine is always broke. The second reason was the food is always did he say it was the food, the processed food, something about the processed food. And the third thing was their attitudes are always bad. This is a 9-year-old, right? And so if you're thinking about like, why does, you don't want to create a bad name for yourself as a coach. Your name is everything. This is all you got. Okay. And it's a small world in the coaching industry. It's very small, right? It's not about what you know, it's about who you know, but sometimes who you know may really know what you don't know. And so we can't be imposters. We have to begin to really start giving people premium information and not things that we copied and paste from other people, because you copy and paste the wrong thing, somebody gonna tag that person in something you pasted. I love seeing this, right? And so sending feedback, reviewing surveys, understanding how to really process, improve, and performance management was one of my jobs. So I love doing this. Y'all know I'm going to ask y'all, and y'all going to get a survey. How was the training? It doesn't matter if this is a free events or not? I always want to know. That's always worked for me. When was the last time you surveyed your clients so that they can give you real feedback? When was the last time? Think about it. Remember I said I benchmark. I came from corporate. When was the last time your doctor gave you a survey? When was the last time you went to the bank? They gave you a survey. Think about it. Think about this, right? Because your customer service matters. Here's why. In your betas, you can be horrible as a coach. You can be really just terrible with your process. But if you understand how to communicate, and if you understand the value that you're bringing to your client is valuable, it's just your process is a little bit messy. As long as you learn to communicate effectively, your clients are going to be okay with that. This is why you learn to over deliver, right? You don't have to show them where you're messing up. You know you messed up. Oh, I didn't add this training in here. Let me add this bonus training in here for you. And it may not be necessarily that you messed up. It could just be the fact that you are still learning in the process. This is why having betas are so important, because your clients are going to tell you what's missing. This is like real result. This is like organic data. This is like real information, real marketing. What I want to say. This is real. Your surveys, right? Live. So seeking feedback is going to be key to your success, because it's going to allow you to perfect. It's going to allow you to target exactly where you need to make, adjustments. And then it's also going to allow you to understand where your clients are and where you need to be and how you can measure yourself going forward as a coach. So even when I didn't know where I was going, I still was trusting my process. Even when my program promise wasn't clear, I still perfected and tried to break everything down. I'm a teacher. I like educating. Like I really am a coach by heart. Like I was just like, you know what, I just can't think of nothing else that I would like to do. And so I mastered a program promise. I mastered understanding how to get people a transformation. This is why if you're in Pivot to Profit, 5-day challenge, you get a whole map that I talk about transformation. Your ideal client, start thinking about who they are and what is the transformation you want them to have in your program. Okay. Y'all doing all right? Zoom, Instagram. Is this good? Let me know. We got a couple more minutes here. I'm usually good on my time too, but I have probably like 3 more little talking points. I love my talking points, y'all, because I start going off the wall and then I can wheel it on back. Okay. All right. Hey, Amira, welcome back. Is this Sobian? Sobian? Welcome. All right. So this is the thing. We got to be receptive to the feedback, y'all. Right? I remember one of my coaches made me cry. I ain't gonna ever forget this. Right? I was real mad because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a perfectionist. Many of my clients are perfectionist. Many of my clients are high achieving moms. Many of my clients are type A moms. We like to do it ourselves. We like to see results. Comment in the chat if any of this is you, right? You are a mom where you're goal oriented, right? If I was to really pull out my client, many of the times when I pull out my client avatar to the women that are inside of Mom to Millionaire when I train, their face just drops open. It's like, this is me. This is so many of you were saying the other day. It's like, how did you know I went through this? Many of you feel like I'm talking to you, because I just started talking to really one person, my client avatar. Her name is Jessica, or Shantae Ray, or Tashana, right? Or Rochelle, or Amira. You guys are still all the same person. My focus for you has not changed. So you have to remain trainable and teachable and coachable so that you can seek feedback. My coach made me cry. I was crying, y'all. But then I had to self-check. When we self-check, we have to be real with who we are becoming. I love constructive criticism. So when your clients are telling you how good or bad they liked your program, what we have to do is appreciate the feedback, because real people gonna really tell you the real. You know how mama say, I'm gonna tell you before the people on the street tell you, right? We don't need everybody really telling. You want people that really truly have the position and the place value to honestly tell you, you can improve in these areas. So I also do this in ways of surveys. If you're inside of, I do the surveys if you take like my done for you courses, not done for you, DIY courses, do it yourself courses. If you take a challenge with me, if you are inside of Mom to Millionaire, I have 3 milestone calls with you. 3, a 12-week program. I'm talking to you one-on-one every 3 weeks, in addition to me meeting with you weekly. You see these added levels. It's no way you gonna come through Mom to Millionaire and say you didn't understand what you was supposed to be doing. Ain't no way. It just ain't no way. Like, it just ain't no way. So I do milestone check-ins, and then I also do post-check and temperature checks to understand how I can improve. So if you notice, I always say, is this good? Was that good? Do I need to break this down? Are we understanding? Is there a question that y'all may have? Did I miss something? Never be so arrogant that you fail to continuously improve. The day you stop learning is the day that you're going to stop growing. Okay. And if you continue want to remain sustainable, you have to make sure that in the process you are continuously improving, continuously perfecting. And so if you're overthinking what you're doing, most of us are overthinking what we're doing for 3 reasons. And I kind of categorize these main 3. One is no clarity in your process. So you don't understand how to articulate your value, right? So you're overthinking it because you're probably thinking, is this enough? I think Tashana was asking me, how do I know if I'm giving too much information as opposed to enough information? Right? I understand who I'm talking to, and I understand the goal of the trainings and the things that I'm trying to achieve. Number 2 is you're comparing yourself to another coach, right? Who is more experienced and seasoned than you, that you're inspired by and intimidated by at the same time. Siobhan. Did I get it right that time? Siobhan. You might have to come off mute to tell me that one.
It's Siobhan. You got it right. Thank you.
Okay, Siobhan, thank you. Welcome, Siobhan. So number 2 is you're intimidated and inspired by the coach who is more experienced than you. Comment in the chat 1 if you are both intimidated and inspired by some of the coaches you see online, right? And the problem with that is, again, you're measuring where you are with their success instead of appreciating level 0, level 1, level 2. And then number 3 is you don't want to fail. So you're overthinking it. Everything has to be perfect. Do I have what it takes to be a coach? Who's going to come to my training class? Will anybody buy my offer? You remember, I told you I started selling my course before the course was even ready. I do this through pre-sale. I teach this, right? Anybody guilty of any of these? So you have to be okay to fail and learn to fail fast. I think I was looking at some statistics. The average millionaire is probably about 50 something years old. Don't quote me. If you took one of my other courses, the answer is in there, right? How many times do you have to fail before you succeed? Be okay with failing. I've looked at Warren Buffett. He had a $200 billion mistake. And look at him now. He's still going, right? Some of us are scared to make a dollar mistake. Give me my dollar back. So identify how you can turn your pain into power. Another word for pain, guys, is discomfort. Another synonym for pain is discomfort. Because when I was writing this, I was like, you got to break things down a little bit for your clients. So some of us are unwilling to be uncomfortable. Operating in your discomfort will allow you to grow. So remember, we're talking about being okay with your growth phase, right? This is a growth phase for many of us, right? I remember when I removed the fear of going live. We just talked about that on day 3, right? Removing the fear of starting before you're ready. Removing the fear of going alone. We talked about that yesterday, right? We talked about all of the benefits and the things that really truly open up for you as you continue to just go alone. Do you understand the return on investment associated with you allowing yourself to be uncomfortable in your process? And be honest with yourself. Sometimes being uncomfortable is an investment. Many people say, oh man, I don't know if I can afford Mom's Millionaire. What's your return on investment? Is it costing you or is it helping you? Which one is it? Your clients are looking at you like that same exact way, right? You say you need structure, you need systems, you need strategy, you need sales. This is the program packaged up for you already. But then, if you don't have the time, you're going to spend the money. If you don't have the money, you're going to spend the time. Which one do you have? I ain't had no money. So I was sitting there trying to create the program, and I did. I don't want y'all to have to feel like y'all have to create a new program. I want y'all to create a program off the things that you are already experts in, right? And so it's about dissecting what you're an expert in, right? Making your first $100,000 as a coach, that sounds like almost like impossible. How many people have made their first $100,000 as a coach? How many people have had their first $10,000? Right? It's like, can I really do it? I know I can do it because Marquita's saying I can do it. I know I can do it because these other people have done it. But why haven't I done it? Right? Why haven't I done it? Number one, right? Number one reason why you haven't hit your first $100,000 or six figures as a coach, niching down. We cannot continue to create programs that focus on everyone. Nicole says, I can do it too. If others can do it, you can do it. And remember, just because you haven't done it yet doesn't mean it's not possible. That's why I just love strategy. Like, I just love strategy. I was like, wow, it's like a win-win. You got a coach and a strategist. Most people don't even pride themselves being a strategist, like a real life, in real life. I'm a strategist for real. All right, so establish learning how to focus on being simplicity versus trying to overcomplicate your process and how you will launch your signature offer, because it allows you to perfect your process and it's going to accelerate your growth phase as a coach, right? So when I thought about what did I do, I stopped selling everything. I don't want another $47 masterclass. I don't want another $9 ebook. I don't want to do another nothing that is just still leaving me broke. Let's be clear. I'm tired. I was tired of being broke. What can I do with the amount of followers that I have that's going to allow me to replace my income? If I can make 1,500 in my program, I can make 2,500. If I can make 2,500 in my program and I fix it and play with it and I'm still getting people that are seeing results, I can continue to say the price is the price because it's now the return of investment. So many of us as moms, right? As a mom, I was tired of being, I don't have money to pay a virtual assistant. I don't got money to pay somebody to come in and help with laundry. Like, this is too much. I don't have money to pay a team. As you grow, you can continue to get clients, right? But are you doing more with less bandwidth? Meaning you don't have enough time, mindset, capacity. You're overwhelmed because you're doing too many things. Nick Rochelle says, yes, I'm there. I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired. I was tired. So I learned to perfect one offer, right? I teach y'all nothing that I have not done or that I don't already know. I niche down. I establish how to focus on just clarity in my program promise. And then I also focused on the phase of where I was, right? Creating milestones for where I am, right? If you think about some of your favorite coaches, they have been coaches for almost 5+ years now. So why are we comparing their year 5 with our year 1? Why? So know where you are, even if you haven't hit six figures. Know where you are and understand where you're trying to go, right? I look at big people like I was looking at, like, there's some big ones. I can't even, you try to think off the top of your head and talk. It's just like, oh, my battery's about to die. Yeah, I was about to just be in the dark. Wait a minute. Les Brown, right? We looking at people like Les Brown. I can't think of her name, Rachel Rogers. We should all be millionaires. Hold on one second. We don't want y'all in the dark. If you look at those types of coaches, they like top dogs in their industry, right? If you look at them, they're the top. Go for the top, mimic the top, right? I want to be like the best, okay? You should want to be the best, inspired and intimidated. Look at where they started. Don't look at them now. Look at where they started. And don't necessarily try to duplicate what they're doing now because you're not on that level. You haven't reached the level that they are on to duplicate some of the processes that they have. So always go back and look at like early entry level videos, right? I don't have a lot of early entry level videos, but I teach industry expert. I stopped doing that and decided to implement the things I've invested in. Very good. Yep. But I teach aspiring entry level, right? You haven't hit your six figures? Exactly. Those are the people. So these people aren't looking to scale. I think I was looking at a coach when I first got started. She was talking about how she was trying to scale her business. Why am I looking at how to scale my business? I haven't even got my first 5 clients yet. I don't even understand what my program is. So we can't be focusing on trying to scale. We got to learn how to lay and build the foundation. Okay. Learn to lay the foundation. I think that's everything that I got for y'all today. Any questions? Because y'all know I get excited. I start continuing on, but I don't want to overwhelm y'all. That's why I broke down 12 days so that we're not overwhelmed with some of this. And then tomorrow is the power of your program promise, selling clients the expectation of the transformation versus telling them features of your program. Okay. And I'll explain that tomorrow. Any questions? Was this helpful? There I go. Was this helpful? Thank you again. Amazing lunch. Oh, you're welcome, Nicole. Thank you for joining us. Let me know if y'all have any questions. You're welcome to come on live. I'll take y'all questions. And, I'm huge on respecting time. So we have about 4 minutes. And if you have the replay, this will be up in just a couple seconds in about 45 minutes. So let me know if y'all have questions. I'm on mute. Thank you. You're welcome, Rochelle. This was good. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Oh, someone asked me about Mom to Millionaire yesterday too. I had a note. I can't think of who that was. Let me see if you're here. Mom to Millionaire. We are opening up right now. The waiting list is open. The waiting list for Mom to Millionaire actually opens up December 19th. What day is it? The 15th. So Mom to Millionaire actually opens up the 15th of December. So if you're looking to enroll into Mom to Millionaire, I'll actually send you guys over the link. You can get more information about the 12-week business coaching accelerator. We focus on structure, strategy, systems, and then finally your sales. Tashana says, I'm committed to 12 days of coaching. And Tashana, you have definitely been here your 12 days. Thank you. I appreciate you showing up all 12 days and just being present for yourself. I told you, if you can do 12 days, if you can do 12 days, you can definitely do 12 weeks with me. And if you can commit to yourself in this season of transition, especially going into 2023, let's learn to position ourselves as experts and really go after what we know is possible for ourselves, especially if you have the experience. Like, that's what I love about the coaching industry. You give yourself the title, but you have to produce the results. And if you can produce the results and you can remain coachable, we perfect what you're trying to do. You have clarity on who you're trying to become. The revenue is going to come. Okay. I went from $0 in my bank account to having clients repeatedly. Okay. All right. If we have no questions, thank you, Nicole. Perfect. Perfect. All right, ladies, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hashtag I am committed to 12 days of coaching. Y'all know the drill. Edit in the chat. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Same time, same link. We are halfway through, so we're not new to this. We are true to this. And I'll talk to y'all soon.